welcome back. This is going to be another response video to a question I received, actually a comment I received on a video. And it goes, I have a very serious question, Duane. I'm sure everyone has had at least one or two brush-ins with in person or on internet advising telling victims of narcissistic abuse and childhood trauma to simply forgive, and all the problems would magically be resolved. People who have been through this real trauma and abuse know it takes time and processing and grieving. It takes sorting out the context of the emotional boxed stuff under the bed. It takes going through the grieving process, denial, anger, depression, acceptance, etc. It shouldn't be forced. Are you inching closer to being able to forgive your psychological tormentors? It's a question to me. And can you do a video on forgiveness? I would like to forgive, but do not know how. I am my own forgiveness, though, because it's better to be authentic. So let me adjust this here for a second. Okay. Here's the thing with this, is it takes a significant amount of time to get to the point where you can do that. And this person is absolutely correct. You do not want to rush it. That it has to take the time that it's going to take. People love to give you that advice, just forgive, just let it go and your life will be better. And okay, to be perfectly honest, there is some truth to that. But you have to be ready for it. You know, I mean, that would be like me saying, you should go run a marathon and everything, your life will be great. And if you go try to run a marathon tomorrow and you haven't trained for it and you haven't worked for it, it's not gonna go well. And that's kind of the same thing with this. Yes, is there truth in that forgiveness really helps? Absolutely. But until you're ready for it, until you've done the work to heal yourself and deal with all the crap that you've gone through, it just doesn't work that way. Now, the question with the person asking, am I at the point where I can forgive my tormentor? Yeah, I think I am. Now, if you would ask me this 2 years ago, no. I mean, I think I was more on the side of forgiveness for, to forgive for my sake, right? It's like, you know, you forgive, not necessarily give the other person a pass on everything that's happened, but more that you have to let it go so that it doesn't destroy you. And hold on a second, wrong way. So that's kind of an issue with that. So wow, it like just really got bright. So my take on this whole forgiveness thing is you don't rush anything. When it's time for you to forgive, if you've gotten to the point where you're able to forgive, then you're ready. And until that point, you're not ready, and it's okay. You can't rush it. You can't fake it. You are going to be stuck in that situation until, hold on a second. The joys of being right next to a flight line. Okay, so to get back into this, you can't rush it. You're not going to be able to get to that point until you're ready to. And realistically, that goes for a lot of things on this, is it's going to be an iterative process. Even doing some of the things where you just don't respond to everything, it takes time, right? I mean, you have to get to the point where you have a better understanding of what you're dealing with. You processed your anger and your frustration enough to where you're okay with what you're dealing with, and that you're able to move to the next level. I think getting to the point where you could forgive the person that's done this to you, it's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a really lot of time. And that's okay. It's going to be a step-through process, and at some point you'll get there. It may take a lot of years. I mean, I haven't really thought about this until I got this question. And what am I at? Am I like at the 7-year mark or 6-year mark? I'm trying to remember with it, but bottom line is I'm like, yeah, I'm at the point now to where I have a different perspective on things. I mean, I understand what's going on. I understand what her issue is. I understand what a lot of people's issues are. And a lot of it is, I'm looking at it and it's like, do I really want that drama and chaos in my life? Do I really want that anger and bitterness still in my life? And most of the time the answer is no. I do not. I do not want this garbage in my life anymore. I want to fill that space and time that I have in my heart and in my time with things that make me happy, or things that are making me work towards a better goal, or are things that are helping my kids, or I mean, there's all kinds of other little things that I would rather occupy my time and my mind with than worrying about crap with the ex and the ex and how I feel about it, because I processed it. I don't need to. I don't. You know. I mean, it doesn't have that connection to me anymore. But to bring this back, and I get what this person's saying, because a lot of people give interesting advice without context. We've talked about that in other videos, and I think this falls into the same lines on that. You know, it's like, even if someone says, "Oh, you just need to let it go. You just need to move on. You just need to do this and that." And the reality of it is all of those things are absolutely true. And when someone told me 6 years ago, 7 years ago, "You just need to let it go. You just need to move on. You just need to do this. You need to do that." Yeah, they were right. But they didn't have any context to tell me, and I couldn't figure out how I would get past the pain. For me, what I can tell you is you do process it, and you do get there, and you will be able to move on. But I'm not telling you that you need to move on, let it go, forgive, and do it outside of your timeline. You have to be ready for it. Same thing is you have to be ready whenever you decide to get into another relationship. You need to make darn sure that you're ready for it. I know that's off topic of this video, but it kind of just goes to reinforce the reality that everyone is on their own individual timeline. That's okay. That's okay, and that's something that you have to, you have to remember. And don't let anyone try to rush you, and don't let anyone shame you or make you feel guilty because it's taking too long. You know, it's like someone saying, "Duane, why can't you just let it go? Duane, why can't you just forgive?" I'm just using my name because I normally use other names. But it's one of those things where it's okay how you're feeling. What you're feeling right now is a genuine reaction to a traumatic experience. It's going to take you time to get to the point to process that and be ready to move on and to be ready to forgive, like in the comment or for this particular video. And if someone's telling you that you need to do it sooner or you need to do it outside your timeline, don't listen to them. It's not true. They're either there's one of two things that are happening. Either they're trying to ridicule and shame you and make you feel crappy because they're toxic and they love chaos, or they're trying to be a good friend and they think that if they just say the magic words, that you will miraculously just go, "Wow, I had never thought about that. I'll just forgive and my life will be better." God, wouldn't it be nice if it was that easy? So, it's okay. Whatever your timeline is, I mean, I would encourage you to work at it, right? I mean, don't just sit there and not do anything except just stay in that anger, bitter mode and not trying to move your life forward. You want to make steps to move forward. And again, what I will say on that, when I was going through that, I so wanted this anger and this frustration and this pain to be over. And I was doing everything in my power to where I thought to try to facilitate that or to try to make it faster, and it was still really slow. I had to go on my own timeline and make my own realizations and process through that pain and anger to get to the point that I could move to the next step, and then to the next step, and to the next step. And then at some day, maybe you'll be able to completely forgive your ex for everything that's happened. Maybe that won't happen. At the bare minimum, I hope that you can get to the point to where you can find joy in your heart, joy in your life, be able to put that anger and frustration and bitterness that from what your ex has been able to do to negatively affect your life behind you, and salvage the rest of the time you have left on that. Okay, so on that, love to hear what you have to think. Put it in the comments below. If you like this channel and you think it's helpful, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell notification so that YouTube will actually tell you about more videos, and I will catch you on the next video. Take care.